Selamat siang. Welcome back to another Bali COVID-19 update. This is April 13th, 2022, and my name is Bruce. First, I want to thank everybody that is giving me feedback on the format, and I see there's nobody that says do longer ones. So I'm going to stick with this format, as Russell says, short and sweet, and that's how we're going to go. There are so many things today. I could easily have done a 45-minute video, but I'm not going to. The big story that I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to do tomorrow, is that the sexual violence bill was finally passed by the House. And so that is great news, and I'll be talking about that tomorrow. Okay, let's get on with it, because there are some interesting stories today. So let's get started with the numbers. What about the numbers? Numbers are looking good. They've gone up a little bit in a number of cases today, but basically stable, so we're looking good. There's a story I didn't have time to talk about today. The government says, hey, don't forget about the pandemic, because people are still getting sick and we are still in it, and there's some new variants out. So don't relax. And so that's a good thing to remember. And what are the numbers? National new cases, 1,455, up a bit from yesterday. National recoveries, 3,286, down a bit from yesterday. National deaths, 43. Okay, those are good. Bali new cases, 41, so we're up some from yesterday. Bali recoveries, 46, and we had 2 deaths in Bali, unfortunately. Okay, but stable numbers are good. A lot of countries, people that I talk to around Asia, friends of mine, they're impressed with the numbers here. And, well, so am I. But we have to remember Mudik is going to be coming up, and that's one of the segments today. And so let's get on to the first one, which is good news if you're coming to Bali and you like staying in star hotels. Bali hotels hoping to boost tourism by offering Eid holiday discounts. The chairman of the Badung chapter of the Indonesian Hotels and Restaurants Association, the PHRI, I talk about that many times, I Gusti Nurai Surwijaya, said yesterday that hotels in the Regency, which includes tourist hotspots like Kuta, Seminyak, and Canggu, among others, are offering big deals on the upcoming holiday to boost the island's hotel occupancy rate. In addition to welcoming domestic tourists who may want to come to Bali for the Eid holidays, he said that 3 to 5-star hotels are also eyeing tourists from Southeast Asia and the 43 nationalities currently on the visa on arrival list. Baksur Wijaya said, so travelers can tell stories that Bali is very worth it to visit, safe, comfortable, and there are special rates. He didn't provide any specific details on which hotels are offering these rates, but he said that a night at a 5-star hotel is going for a rate of about 2.5 million to 3 million rupees. That's 175 to 200 US approximately. He said 4-star hotels are around 2 million or 140 US a night, while 3-star hotels will set you back 1 to 1.5 million, 70 to $105 per night. And so those prices they may be discounts, but they're up from just recently when you could get a 3-star hotel, a really nice one, on the ocean for $10 a night, $15 a night. Still, if you like staying in star hotels, I guess these are good deals. I don't know. I don't usually stay in star hotels. Additionally, Sir Wijaya said that the hotel occupancy rate during Lebaran is expected to reach 40%. Okay. And that's a big increase from 2020 and 2021 when the hotel occupancy rates were below 20%. And when are the Eid holidays? Well, the government-mandated collective leave days will fall from April 29th to May 6th. Eid itself for Lebaran is expected to be on May 2nd or May 3rd, depending on the moon and which stream of Islam you follow. If you're coming to Bali or you're here already, do you think these kind of prices for star-rated hotels are going to attract people, or are they a little too high, or okay, but maybe not attract people? We are getting people coming in, especially Australians. Okay, let's move on. As I said in the introduction, the government has warned things are not over here yet, and so Airlangga booster vaccination coverage only reaches 13.26%. So the coordinating minister for economic affairs, Airlangga Hartarto, said that the national first dose of the vaccine has reached 94.81%, while second dose is 77.55% as of Monday this week. However, the third dose, the booster, is only up to 13.26%. He said only 2 provinces in Indonesia have recorded first dose vaccination rate below 70%, and that's West Papua and Papua. Well, it's hard to get to people there. You got to do a lot of outreach to get people, so they're going to have to work on that. And as for the second dose vaccination coverage, 18 provinces have reached more than 70%, with 11 of them outside of Java and Bali. In Java and Bali, up higher. Only 18 provinces have reached the additional dose, the booster vaccination, above 10%. 11 of those are outside of Java and Bali. So still a long way to go with the boosters. But in Bali, the vaccination for the booster is still going on, and numbers are going up, and that's positive. I talked about how great the numbers are looking, but we have Mudik coming up, as I've talked about before, and so there's a potential for a big spike there, and authorities in Bali are getting ready for this. Inspection of travelers on Denpasar-Gilimanuk route. This is what the police say. The Jembrana police are continuing to make preparations ahead of Mudik. And one of these preparations by holding simulations of checking travelers at the rest areas in Jembrana. The simulation was held yesterday to ensure that every checkpoint for travelers can be implemented. It's hoped that the obstacles that may arrive will be identified during the simulation so that they can be fixed before people start to come in. According to the Jembrana police chief, there are 5 posts provided, each specific post for a certain type of vehicle, so they're going to sort the vehicles out, which is a good idea, because you know, if you've seen these images of Gilimanuk during the Mudik period, wow, it's a mess. And so they're going to sort these out. Good idea. One checkpoint is specifically for buses, another for trucks. Then there's small cars and motorcycles. Vaccination booths will also be prepared at each checkpoint. Every traveler who has not received the third vaccine will be vaccinated on the spot. If travelers have only had the first vaccine, they'll get the second vaccine. However, these travelers will be required to have a negative result from a rapid antigen test as a condition of travel. The police will also seek a rapid antigen test facility to complete the travel requirements for travelers who have not had the third dose. The vaccinations will be free. However, the rapid test facilities will not be free. You're going to have to pay for it yourself, so better to have your booster before you come. Inspection of vehicles at each blocking post is intended to anticipate the accumulation of vehicles in Gilimanuk due to the length of time validating the requirements for travelers takes. So every vehicle that's been checked at that point can enter directly onto the ship to cross. So as I said, they're not all going to be going through one point. They'll already be there once they get into the ferry terminal, and then they can go onto the ship. If you've ever traveled by ferry from one island to the next, you know sometimes loading can take a while, and if they're going to really check all these documents, that's going to put added time onto this process. During the simulation, dozens of people were caught who had not yet received the third vaccine. They're trying to get through without having done the third vaccine, and they were vaccinated on the spot. And you know that that's going to happen here, that people are going to try to get through without going through the whole procedure of getting vaccinated twice and getting the booster. That's just the way things go. And so we'll keep our eye on what's happening with Mudik over the next few weeks. And another big drug bust in Bali, a huge drug bust. Regarding 38 kilograms of drugs, perpetrators are allegedly backed. Okay, what does that mean? Well, let's see. So the police have arrested drug dealers who had stored 38 kilograms of crystal meth. And it was suspected that at first the illicit goods amounted to around 50 kilograms, but they'd already dumped 12 kilograms somewhere, sold them. And one of the perpetrators is the owner of a nightclub in Seminyak, and they only refer to him by his initials, AAP. According to the information from the raid, the illegal goods were imported from outside Bali. So what did the police net here? 35 kilograms of meth, 32 grams of cocaine, 2.6 kilograms of marijuana, 796 grams of powder and capsules, 49 pink powder, 14 grams net, 1,280 orange powder, 6 gram net, 500 Prohepal tablets, 80 grams net, 500 Valdemex tablets, 70 gram net, and 500 Afrasolam tablets, 55 gram net. So, a lot of drugs there. According to sources, the suspect is an old player in the drug industry. And according to this article, there are people behind him, big people. According to a source for this article, 3 weeks before being arrested by members of the drug police, the suspect had time to meet with a big boss who is allegedly backing him up. And the case is still ongoing, and police promise to release more information as it's available. And so, on the island of the gods, all is not paradise. There are a lot of drugs here, and what are they being used for? Where is all this crystal meth going? That's a lot of crystal meth, 38 kilograms? Wow. I'm tacking this on to the end of the drug bust segment because I did that yesterday, didn't have time to put it in, but that is big news here. I saw at least half a dozen articles on it, and that was only in one paper. They are covering this. This is the biggest, they're saying that this is the biggest drug bust in Bali. What are the changes from the original segment? Well, they've named the perpetrators that they've arrested, 3 of them, and they are facing the death penalty. Yeah, because of the huge amount of drugs that they have there. Another change, another update from yesterday. They said yesterday that there was another boss that Anaka Gungade Okapanji, who is the head of the 3 guys who were arrested, that he was talking to. Now they're saying he's the boss of this. So I don't know exactly where that stands. Is there another boss, a higher up, or are they just talking about he's the boss of these guys? They also said that the drugs are being sold at the discotheque owned by the main perp, and that's namely the warehouse in Seminyak, and apparently they're being sold both to domestic people, locals, and foreigners as well. Okay, that is the end. If you're wrapping up here, did I do the weather? I didn't do the weather. What is the weather today? The weather is beautiful. Wind speed 4.2 kilometers per hour. The temperature 30.1 degrees Celsius, and the humidity 62%, and it is gorgeous. So if you found this video helpful, informative, useful, non-irritating, amusing, please give it a thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the better in terms of the algorithm for YouTube to get this pushed up so that people see it. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I do these Monday through Saturday, these short videos now, and on Sunday we do a cooking video. And that is it. Thanks for viewing. Stay safe, be kind to someone today, and I'll see you tomorrow.